Hi, welcome back to the Ani Marie YouTube channel. I'm so excited to have you guys here today with me. Today is going to be a real touchy subject. I'm going in all the way in, and the title is called "Lose You to Love Me." Lose you to love me. Who are the people that we lose in order to love ourselves? Who are the people that we have to disconnect from? What type of relationships do we have? And where can we find ourselves in a place to begin to love us? And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I hope you guys enjoy. I really, really do from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for subscribing to the Ani Marie YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, thank you for doing it. And also, I'd love to see you like the videos, comment, and hear what you have to say. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and I really, really hope you enjoy. I needed to hate you to love me. That's deep. And I needed to lose you to love me. Bless, welcome for it. Hey, Matthew, BW, Monique. Hate is a strong word, so that's why I didn't title that, because when we come to the point to hate people, then we are using the energy that's so precious that we need on people that don't deserve it. That part. So it says hate you to love me. I don't use that word hate. I've recognized how much energy we exhaust when in that emotion. We exhaust a lot of our energy that we need into hating people. That's why haters, if we could go there just for a little second, that's why haters that are in our life, you almost want to be like, live your life. You're so worried about me, right? Like, dang, you use all your energy for me. You ain't got none for yourself. This is what happens with these haters. They use so much energy, like, you know me better than I know myself. You hate me so much. You always clocking me, wonder what I'm doing, how I'm talking, who I'm with, where I'm at, what I'm wearing, what I'm talking about. I'm talking about haters. Haters are like, you know my move before I even make it. Like, you are so stuck on me. And when we hate people, we use and exhaust all of our energy into them. So we have nothing for self. And like I said before, King and Queens, I'm tired of being in a place that I want to see something. I'm tired of being in a place that I need to fight for scraps of energy for myself. And that's what we do when we hate other people, when we exhaust our energy that is not into our divinity. That's what we're doing. We're using our precious energy on things that don't mean anything. So I don't hey Q, hey love. Thank you, lady. Hate is a strong word. So I don't use that emotion of hate. Hate is really, really, really strong, and it's not worth it. In my opinion, it's not worth it. So to hate you to love me would be something that I can't relate to. But at a period in time, maybe I could say true. But for me right now, I had to lose you to love me, and that's what we're talking about. The end. Hey love, Billion. Hey love. Thank you, love. Getting me close to 1 star, closer to my goal 4 stars. So I had to lose you to love me. Who have you lost, King and Queens? And I'm not talking about no longer here, but what relationship did you have to cut off in order to begin to love yourself? And if you can, I want you to put it in the comments. I had to cut my relationship off with my mother. I'll go first. I had to lose my relationship with my mother in order to begin to love me. Toxic relationships. Come on, Cali girl. It's real. It's real. Babs, my mother, of all kinds, right? Of any kind. Friends, family, co-workers, jobs, whatever it may be. Even some relationships with self. And that's a big thing that I want to talk about too, is that I had to lose you to love me. I had to lose some pieces of me to begin to love myself. How many of you guys are out there? Come on, my loves. I'm telling you, I had to lose some parts of me that I felt like was who I was. I felt like, you know, it's a part of my generation. It's a part of my family generation. It's who I am. If I can't function in that, then it's not me. A lot of things that I was misguided on and did not believe that, you know, there's some pieces of me that I had to lose in order to begin to love myself. I had to lose that fear. I had to lose that feeling of devalue. I had to lose that feeling of worthlessness. I had to get some courage about myself in order to start understanding who I am. But before we start talking about us as a whole and who, right, OJ? Hey, Key. Hey, Black. Welcome forward, love. T-Ski. Well, I want to talk about relationships. And when we talk about relationships, we're talking about all different kinds. And it could be relationships with family, and it could be relationships with friends. Some relationships just do not align with our divinity. Some relationships that we have been expired. Some relationships have been expired that we're still dealing with. Some relationships we feel like we have this lifelong duty to, with this lifelong it's almost like giving. You did something for me, so I have to take my whole lifetime. We have to come to a place to be able to recognize that all relationships doesn't mean we're supposed to be connected to all the time. We have to come to a place to recognize that relationships can expire. Relationships sometimes are for seasons. Thank you, King. Thank you for my taps. Lily, hey love, hey sexy. Julio, banana positions. Sunshine, thank you, beautiful. Right. Come on, lady. Some relationships are supposed to be for seasons. Some relationships can't go with us to the next level. And I'm talking about the relationships first before I start speaking. Hey, Bigo King, hey love. I'm talking about relationship. Tara, thank you, love. Hey Jay, Serenade, hey love. I'm talking about relationships that we're latching onto, that we just can't let go, but we're wondering why we feel stagnant. We're wondering why we can't grow. We're wondering why we can't get to the next level. When we sit there and take the look and look outside the box, we're able to evaluate some things and recognize the only thing that's stopping us from going and being better and being greater is our relationships. These relationships can't always go with us to this next level. They can't always, and I know it's hard to hear, but they can't always take us there. I had to realize that. Yeah. And you know, the reason why we attach ourselves to these relationships and we're trying to force them to go to the next level is because of how much we love them. And this is when we start tapping into what the title is today. And the title is, I had to lose you to love me. There's some things, king and queens, that you gotta let go in order to get better. There's some things that you have to release in order to make it to the next level. Lauren, welcome forward, love. Come on, Cali girl. That doesn't make it easy, my king and queens. Come on, Prime. It's hard, but it's only fair to us. It's fair to us. We gotta love ourselves more at the end of the day. When are you going to make the decision, king and queens, that you are more important? You are more important so you can love the right way. You are more important so you can give the right way. You are more important so you could get to your best. If you want to give your loved ones the best, you gotta be your best. Come on, lady, practice self-love. We have come to a place to be stagnant in our elevation because we're worried about people more than we are worried about ourselves. We have come to a place, thank you, King. Thank you for sharing the live. Welcome, King. Welcome, Kelvin. Welcome, Roberto. We have come to a place. We have come to a place to be stagnant in our elevation because we care about people more than we care about ourselves. Trying to detach now. Come on, Lauren. And it doesn't make it easy, but when we do it, we find ourselves that we come to a place that, and if I lose this and I lose these relationships and these connections, then I come to a place to love myself. I come to a place to understand my worth greater. I understand my value better. I have a better relationship with the Most High. We have put these relationships and these people in places in our life that they do not belong. And I'm not just talking about the relationship of them that we have with them in our life. I'm talking about put them in places they do not belong. Right, come on, Candace. You got to stay focused. You got to, because I love myself more. Listen to this, King and Queens. We have begun to put the people we love on the pedestal of our life, on the throne of our life. We have begun to put the people and the relationships that we have with them as priority. We love them so much that we treat them like God. We love them so much that we treat them like God. And when they do something wrong and they disappoint us, it hurts so bad because they're not allowed to make any mistakes because you said you love me so much. You're not allowed to make mistakes because you told me how much you cared about me. You're supposed to love me unconditionally. We have so much of a great demand to the people that we are connected to that when they let us down, all else fails. That's why we're so, come on, Lauren. Hey, Taylor. Hey, love. That's why we're so heartbroken. Oz, hey, love. That's why we're so heartbroken when they hurt us, when they leave us. We don't even know who we are anymore. We have lost our identity. We don't even understand. We haven't even come to a place to be able to recognize our standards anymore. What we stand for, what our name is, what we loved. Everything that we are is no longer because we allowed these people to take over in our life. That's what these relationships do. We begin to lose ourselves. If there's no one left, how can I love me? These relationships take all that we are and who we are and our identity. If there's nothing left, how can I love? What can I love? If there is no essence that I believe that I have left after dealing with certain relationships and people in my life, if you have stripped me from my identity because of the toxic relationship that I have with you, and now you have left me with nothing, and how can I love nothing? Even in the relationships, you have stripped me of our identity, and we are still with these people. So how is there anything left to love? And we begin to find ourselves, Deshawn, I think I said it right. We begin to find ourselves in a place where we don't even love us. We find ourselves in a place that we love others more than we love ourselves. We don't sit back and begin to realize. We don't sit back and begin to realize the way I'm acting and the way I'm treating me is less than I do the people I love. My king and queens, how can we demand love from others when we don't even demand it for ourselves? Roy, welcome for love. Hey, Leo. How are you, Roy? Nice to see you. That's real. How can we demand love from others and we can't even demand it for ourselves? We don't even believe that we are worthy enough to be loved because we don't even love ourselves, but we demand that people love us the right way. But are you the living example, king and queens? Are you the example of the relationship that you desire? Are you, come on, Taylor, are you the example of the relationship that you desire? The love that you require for someone to do to you, are you doing it for yourself? We get so lost in love that we have these blinders on and we cannot see what is going on. We can't see the relationship for what it is. We can't even recognize that the person that we're dealing with hasn't done anything for us in the last 10, 15 years. But we're banking off of one favor or one thing or one good thing that they have done to us in all these years. But we keep giving and giving and giving and getting nothing in return. Manny, hey love, welcome back the end. And we're giving and getting nothing in return, and we continue to exhaust ourselves in these relationships. Of relationships that never benefit us, never help us to grow, never take us to the next level. Relationships that don't build us to be our better selves. You're worth more than that. You're worth a relationship that's not banking on a favor they did for you 10 years ago, but someone that is continually giving you unconditional love. The problem is we're not caring about ourselves enough to make sure that our relationships are divine. I'm tired. I made up my mind. I'm not going to keep going through this over and over again. I will only make, come on, Candace, I will only make choices that deal with my divinity. And you and our relationship isn't matching where I'm going. And we have to be able to make that decision. I have to lose you to love me. I am too focused on you, our relationship, if everything's okay, how you're feeling today, what you're going through, what will happen, how much I love you, how much you know I love you, how much I've shown I love you. I'm focusing on everybody but me. And be careful of the people, my king and queens, that are allowing you to do that. Ah, that part. The people that we're connected to shouldn't want you to just focus on them. That's real. That's, come on, Cali girl, that's the divine relationship. You know what, Candy? I know you keep, come on, Candace. You know what? You keep seeing about me. You keep giving to me. You keep exhausting all for me. Candy, I need you to take a break because I need you to focus on you. How many people do we have out there, king and queen, that have relationships that are connected to us that are divine? They care about our growth. They care about our progress. They care about our love. Not just what we give them, but what we're giving ourselves. Now that's a real relationship. I ain't gonna let you talk any type of way to me or treat me any type of way, and I sure enough ain't gonna let you treat yourself that way either. And when you start getting off track, I'm gonna guide you and show you and help you because I love you unconditionally, and I know in order for you to give me your best, you gotta love yourself more than you love me. And the problem is we're connected to people in our life that want us to love them more than we love ourselves. We're connected to people in our life that are willing and letting us love them more than we love ourselves. I'm done with it, kings. I'm done with it, queens. I'm at the place right now. Welcome, Timothy. Welcome, Unique. Welcome, Manuel. Mr. Ack. I'm telling you, I'm at a place right now that if it's not divine, I don't want it. I wasted too much time and too much energy being involved with people that just care about just their self. I wasted too much energy trying to force a relationship that was supposed to be for a season to be conformed into a lifetime. I've wasted too much energy pulling the horse to the water and trying to force them to drink. I have wasted and exhausted energy over years and years, months, weeks, days of them trying to fit in a place that does not belong. Come on, Candace. It's different. It's different now. I understand that all that is connected to me is supposed to be connected to where I'm going. And if these relationships that I'm in are not connected to where I'm going, then I need to let them go. And king and queens, we got to come to a place. Thank you, nice. We got to come to a place to be able to have strength enough to be able to walk away. If we lose the relationship, is it okay, king? If you lose the relationship, queen, is it okay? Or do you need it? Do you need to have something to hold on to? Are you scared of being alone? Is fear controlling your life more than your destiny? Ooh. Listen to what Lauren said. It's time to let go and be okay. You're gonna be okay because he said so. Yeah, but how do you know it's gonna work out, Candy? How do you know you're gonna... Because he said so. He said he will never leave me or forsake me. He said so. He said his seed will never go begging for bread because he said so. I'm gonna be okay. As long as my decisions are aligned with my divine, I'm gonna be okay. I will not let fear control my life more than my destiny, more than my divinity. Fear of being alone, fear of not having that many friends, fear of not having family members that you could say you could count on your side. I have more friends than I do family that are there for me. That part's deep, right? I have more friends, and I don't have many, that are more there for me than my blood family. Because I understood, and not too long ago, just a couple years ago, that it's not about what people think. And and let's be honest, king and queens, it's not just about it's not just about the relationships that we want. How much do you want greater? You know, what you want in the now, and how much of you on the inside, Miss Music and Love, how much of you on the inside wants more? Who wants the greater? If you want greater, much is given, much is required. There's gonna be some things that you're gonna have to go through that's gonna be a little bit hard. We're gonna have to go through a little bit of struggle. We're gonna have to go through the tests and trials. We're gonna have to go through the hard place to get to where we're supposed to be and what we deserve. But it's so easy to lay down and just take it as it is. It's so easy to just say, give it to me how you want it. It's so easy to sit there and settle for less. Come on, nice. If I want my greatness, I gotta face my obstacles. If I want my greatness, I know I gotta go through some hardship. If I want to get better and build myself and grow, I know it's not going to be easy. I'm willing to take the chance. Why? Because I love me. I'm worth it. And I'm more than enough. It's not what people say when they're around me, how they feel about me, how much they feel like I lost. How much they see that I didn't make it, I didn't do it right. It doesn't matter about the faces. I know who I am. And I know I can be greater. And all I need is me. Listen to me, king and queens. Come on, nice smile. Serene one. Yes, love. Thank you so much. Get closer to my goal for stars. Miss Music, yes. Thank you, love. Thank you, Tarot. Thank you, nice smile. Lauren, thank you, love. Thank you, Cali girl. I love when you guys comment. You know, I love that. I'm going to have to grieve the loss of the illusion. Right? Ooh, go ahead and speak, Lauren. I created calling it a relationship. Lauren said, I'm going to have to grieve the loss of the illusion I created, calling it a relationship. I'm going to tap into that real quick. Welcome, Form My Jade. Love you. Miss Music, thank you for the taps. You guys tap the screen and share the live. And I love when you guys comment. Believe me, your comments help people recognize that it's not just them. That we all have different paths. We all have different paths, but it's all leading to the same journey. And that's us loving ourselves and being ourselves and staying true to who we are, you know. So there's something I want to say. Lauren said she has to let go of the illusion that she has created. And I want to talk to you all, my king and queens, about how we got there. There's something inside of us. Ah, thank you, love. There's something inside of us. Thank you, Warai. Thank you for my tickets. There's something inside of us that's drawing us universally to our destiny. It draws us universally to our destiny. That any time that we experience a piece of it, we want to hold on to it real tight. And that's where we start spinning this illusion. Haitian, hey love, Cash. Do you see what I'm saying? When we get into these relationships, we ignore all the red flags because 90% of it isn't good, but that 10% I feel is real. Come on now. That 10% feels good. The 10% feels like it's something I should have. And instead of us accepting the red flag and recognizing that the relationship isn't on the standard of a king and the relationship isn't on the standard of a queen, we accept it and just take it as it is. Now we come to a place to accept less than we deserve, sometimes way less than we deserve, and we live like that. So listen to what Lauren is saying. We choose to fabricate 90% of the relationship with an illusion because 10% of it is good. But I'm here to tell you, my king and queens, you are worth more than that 10%. Do you hear me? You are worth 100% reality, not an illusion. And that is not what the Most High has promised you. He has promised you life. And that more of abundance of it. Life and the abundance of it. You are more than that 10% where you got to pretend about your greatness. No, you deserve that in reality, honey, not in fantasy. You don't deserve it as an illusion. You are worth 100% of reality, of real blessings, of everything the Most High has spoken over your life. Not you pretending it and letting someone else that's connected to you reap benefits of something that is empty. That person in this fake relationship that you have created of this illusion, you allow to walk around and let them call you their king and let them call you their queen. And they ain't even close. They ain't even worthy to be peasants under you. But yet you allow them to call you that title. This universal pull that we have on the inside is telling us that this 10%, we feel it inside of our soul that we deserve it. And that's why we hold on so much, even though there's so many red flags. And because we want it now, the very promise that has been spoken for us for our destiny, we settle for instant gratification. And this instant gratification is never full. Come on, Jade. It's never full. It always costs something. That part. Instant gratification always costs something. It may cost pieces of self. It may cost some of your worth. It may cost some of what you feel your value is. When we settle for things, we see ourselves less than who we are. It just comes in like that. When we settle for things and just take what we can get, we are saying we're not enough. That's deep. When we create illusions of relationships, we're saying we're not enough for the real thing. I feel you, king and queens. You are so worthy of reality. You are so worthy of that 100%. I know the things that you have experienced in your life doesn't make you feel that way. I know your past experiences, the family generational curses don't make you feel like that. I know even sometimes yourself doesn't make you feel that way. That's what I'm talking about, music. Go ahead, Lauren. Trauma says 10%. The traumas that I went through saying 10% is good enough. You know, because this is why we think this way, king and queens. Welcome forward, my king. Hey, only king. Lynn Rose, welcome forward, love. Hey, sexy. Yeah, Apple. Hey, love. Welcome, love. This is why we think like that, because you know what, Candy? My whole life has been a struggle. Everything that I have taken in my life has been 100% struggle. So when I get a little bit of glimpse of just that 10%, it's better than what the norm is. It's better than what I've experienced. Stop living, king and queens, with better than what you have experienced. And get to the best of your divinity. Do you hear me? Not living, measuring off of your experiences, because you know why I can't do that? Because the word says the suffering at this present time will not be compared or worthy to be compared to the glory that shall be revealed. The suffering that I have dealt with, Lucy, hey love, the suffering that I have dealt with is not even close to the greatness, the blessings that I'm going to receive for all that I've been through. So I cannot compare what I've been through to what I should have, because it's not even worthy to be compared. So I'm not taking 10% because I've been dealing with 100% of struggle, and now you're offering me only 90% and 10% I could relax. No, honey, I'm going to wait till I get to that 100% of relaxation and where I'm supposed to be and where my destiny calls me to be. And if it takes a lot of effort and work to get there, I don't mind, because I know who I am. I don't mind because I know my value. I don't mind because I know my worth. I want you to think about it, king and queens. If you have a diamond that costs $10 million, and you know that it costs $10 million, and there was appraisers that said to you, this diamond is $10 million, even at it's a lifetime, it will never go under $10 million. And someone offers you 100,000, somebody offers you 1,000 for that diamond, you're not going to even let them. You're not even going to look. You're not even going to respond to the offer. Because are they crazy? Are you serious? This thing is $10 million. I'm not going to do that. We have to view our lives like that. I'm worth more than this instant gratification. Are you serious? You're looking to me for a one-night stand. I know what my energy is, and I know how valuable it is, so you got the wrong one. You better keep searching somewhere else, because I don't live off of instant gratification no more. You got to give way more for me to exchange energy with you. Because I know who I am. And I know what my energy is worth. I'm not just going to settle for 20%. You know what, honey? I'm in a position, king and queens, I ain't even settling for 999.99. Oh, my king and queens, I'm so real with you. I ain't settling for nothing. Anything that the Most High has given me is going to be to my divinity. And I'm making sure of that. And listen to me, king and queens, that doesn't mean I'm always going to do it right. And that doesn't mean I'm always going to make the right decision. But as long as I'm trying my very best with a good heart and I'm seeking him for him to guide me and lead me, and I'm listening to the red flags, and I'm using discernment on the inside to see if these relationships are real or not. Because I got something for you, king and queens. Sometimes what our best is right now, it doesn't match. It's not even close to match anything in our destiny, in our future. Our best right now that we're kicking, screaming, and crying over because the relationship and we want it to last, and we're trying so hard because it's the best that we could have right now, will never be able to carry us into our destiny, because he only knows us at our very best. And there's times in the relationship we haven't even seen ourselves at our best. So how can we say this is all that we are worth? I don't want relationships that is my best that I can have in my relationship right now. I want a relationship that matches my divinity, not my right now. Because it could be real good right now, but what happens when you elevate, king? Can she carry you? And what happens when you elevate, queen? Will they be jealous of you? What happens, king and queen, when you get to that destiny that you are trying to achieve, that has been written for you before you was conceived in your mother's womb, and they just can't help you? You'll be in a relationship all by yourself, and the Most High won't allow that to happen. Why? This is why we go through stuff so much. Take down the fantasies that we have created with these relationships that we're not supposed to have. Stop settling. Thank you, Jade. Thank you, love. Stop settling. Be greater. Live better. And don't just live, my king and queens, but live it with that life and that more abundantly. Do it like that, my loves. Do it with what was called to you. So the title says, I had to lose you to love me. I had to lose you to recognize where my love really was supposed to be. I had to lose them because the Most High wouldn't allow me to keep settling for less. I had to lose them to love me so I can come to a place to really have self-love and see my value without being blinded by others, by being blinded by validation from others. I had to lose these people to become who I am, who I'm supposed to be. I had to lose these people to finally live in my own identity. We are in these relationships and we intertwine our identity with these people, which is not, thank you, King. That's not how it was designed. He said you live your life, and that's you. And that's your self-love. And that's your relationship with him. And he said, and live it that more abundantly. Add those things, relationships, add children, add blessings, add financial gain, add all this. This is that abundant life. But if you strip it from me, when I have nothing, I have everything, because I still got me. Are we living that life, King? My queens out there, are you living that life that strip me from everything, even your children, God forbid, would you still say you have everything? And that's when you really, Dimples, hey love, that's when you really could come to a place to know where your self-love meter is. Because our children is him, because our children is unconditional love, and he is unconditional love. And if we don't have these blessings, if we were stripped away like Job, would you still say you love him? Would you still feel like you have everything? And until we get to that place, we won't be able to really, really see what our divine relationships are. Because there will be always a gap to be filled. And if we're not filling it with self, we intertwine it with others. And when that thing leaves, God forbid something happens to our children, relationships, toxic relationships break up, the people that we love dearly, something happens to them, we're empty. It's just a shell that's hollow because they're not there anymore. We have lost our identity. We have lost who we are. We don't remember what we even love or like anymore. But when we are who we are and we know our value and our worth and we have that relationship with the Most High, these things can happen to us. But we'll be okay. Because we know we're all that we need. And it's a process, but we got to cut off those relationships that are not divine. And we can lose, understand this, King and Queens. You can lose them. Just because you lose them doesn't mean you don't love them. Regardless of what they say, regardless of what people say, regardless of what they'll say to you, oh, you're doing this, you never really love me. Doesn't matter what they say and what they do. Just because you lose them does not mean you don't love them. Stop trying to prove your love to the people that you're trying to disconnect from. Oh, that's a whole nother topic in itself. Stop trying to prove your love. Vegan, hey King, welcome forward. Stop trying to prove your love to people that you're trying to disconnect from, because honey, you will never disconnect, because you'll be steady always trying to prove yourself. And guess what? Unconditional love don't count costs. And unconditional love don't need to explain itself. And I had to learn that the hard way with a family member I love so dear. I wanted that relationship to stay so much because they were my everything. And I went to begin to list all the things that I did to prove to them how much I loved them, and I had no voice. What do you mean by that, Candy? I couldn't speak. The Most High, I was trying to talk, but nothing was coming out. Is that not crazy? And I was like, you know how you go, like you're trying to say stuff and it doesn't. That was what was happening to me at the end of this relationship of me, where I had the chance to fight all I could fight to keep this relationship. He wouldn't allow me. He said, you will not justify unconditional love. He wouldn't let me. Come on, Jade. And I couldn't fight and give evidence of what I've done. And he just said that he will know by his experiences that he will experience in the future. And that's all he let me do. He didn't let me say anything. You don't love me. How could you do this and that, blah, blah, blah. You never loved me, da, 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 and all this stuff. And I just wanted to spew out all that I've done, and he would not let me. So I'm telling you, King and Queens, you do not have to stand before people to list a million things of what you have done and in your actions of unconditional love. It speaks for itself. Never have to justify unconditional love. It speaks for itself. Never have to bring it to a place to try to validate it, right, Vegan? It's a trap. It's not letting you disconnect. And when you listen to him, I had to listen to him because I feel like if he would have allowed me to speak the things that I done in that relationship, I feel like we would have rekindled and it would have kept going. But Listen, I had no say in it. Because sometimes you will find that the Most High will pull the rug from under your feet because we don't want to listen. And then not even let alone don't want to listen. We just are so blind with love that we don't want to see the truth. Arsenal, hey love. We don't want to see the truth that the relationship is hurting us. We don't really want to believe and see the truth that they don't love us like we do. And they don't love us unconditional. We don't want to see the truth that the fact of the matter is somebody that we were supposed to know only for a hello, we have spent our lifetime with so far. People we're not even supposed to have spoken to longer than a hello, we have spent a lifetime with. We don't want to recognize those things. Hey, Eternal, hi, my gorgeous queen. We don't want to recognize those things because then it brings us to accountability. No, Candy, you're responsible for that 10-year toxic relationship. That hurts. I'd rather live in denial in a fantasy world than live up to my, to be accountable for my mistakes or be responsible for the abuse that I have allowed. Making commitments to a lesson. You better go ahead. Lauren, you be coming through. Hey, Roy. Thank you, love. That goes into a whole nother thing there. That goes in a whole nother thing. Why do we keep these relationships? Why are we living to be blinded by love? Why do we not want to see the truth? Because the truth pushes change. Truth directs change. And if I begin to change, I got to take some accountability for what I've done. I got to take some responsibility for the things that I have allowed. And that takes effort. And then once I do that, then I got to start changing things to make happen. Truth directs change. And people don't want to change because there's too much effort. And there's too much accountability that has to take place. It gets too real for them. It's a lot easier for me to blame my ex. It's much harder to say I was responsible for allowing it to happen. It's a lot easier for me to point at the blackest kid. Yeah, the shock is painful. Come on. The Buddha, hey love. Love you. It's painful because the hurt that these people have caused us throughout the years was so painful. We don't even want to reflect on it anymore. We don't want to think back on it. We don't even want to start new relationships because of it. How could we be responsible partially for that pain? No, what they did to me, they should have never did. They should have never hurt me the way they did. I gave them everything that I am. I lost who I was. I gave up all that I have. They shouldn't have hurt me like that. I'm responsible for that pain that I felt that they gave me, but that was what they did was wrong, but you allowed it. You gotta take partial responsibility. Until we take that responsibility, we won't be able to stand up to the next person that's trying to do it to us. And if we don't grow there, then we'll never come to a place to grow in our relationships anyway. We'll just take on another relationship and another finger to point the blame. When there's no self-growth, my friends, my loves, my king and queens, we will never come to a place to grow in our relationships. It can't always be them. And that doesn't mean that they were right. But you can't abuse me if I don't allow you to. And I'm talking about over a period of time. So people could do whatever they want to you. hit you, slap you, this and that. It's your choice to remove yourself from the situation. And if you choose to stay, then you are partially responsible. It doesn't make it right, but you're partially responsible for what you're taking in. Verbal abuse, mental abuse. Who am I talking to, King and Queens? Is this real? Thank you, Eternal. Thank you, Love, for the chat. Come on, Lauren. It's real. The pain hurts so bad because we love so much. We love so deep. That's why it hurts so bad. We gave all that we are. That's why it hurts so bad. We don't want to be responsible for that hurt because I did everything right. And if we feel like we did everything right, that's all fine and dandy. But what the part that we got to take fault in is that we allowed it. See, no, hey, Love. We allowed it. We ignored the red flags. We accepted the abuse over and over again. Did it come to a point that we didn't even have strength to get out of these relationships because we have been abused so bad and hurt so bad? Yes. Some of us, yes. But we have to be able to begin. Loyalty. Hey, Love. Great afternoon. So nice to see you. We have to come to a point to be able to take some part in what had happened. We love so hard, that's why it hurts so bad. I say that all the time. But if we knew our worth the first time we felt that pain and they hurt us, we would remove ourselves because we're not worthy of that. And it begins to speak volumes of our self-love on the inside for us to allow such things to happen. I'm not going to give you a pass to abuse me because I didn't deserve the abuse in the first place. You got the wrong one. I can say that now because I know my value and I know my worth, but I didn't back then. So back then, I'm responsible because I didn't know my worth and I didn't know my value and I have accepted less than I deserved. That doesn't mean hey, Free Spirit, hey, Love. Thank you for sharing the live, Eternal. That doesn't mean that I deserve it. That just means I have an understanding now why things happened the way they did. I have to come to a place to forgive the people that I've lost. The title says, I had to lose you to love me. I have to forgive the people that I lost. It doesn't mean I do not love them. I can love them from a distance, and I have to forgive myself. If we come to a place that we're not forgiving ourselves, King and Queen, then we'll never be able to elevate in our relationships, the new relationships that come along. I know I keep saying more and more. I knew this was going to be a great topic because I have learned so much in my past relationships about this. It's two things you need, King and Queens. You need to have the knowledge to know when to stop, when to end the relationship. Highly humble, hey, Love, Gummy Bear. You have to have the knowledge to be able to know when to stop the relationship, when to stop the help. Hey, Love. And you have to have the strength to be able to walk away. And those are the two things about relationships when we deal with toxic relationships, or relationships that are less than we deserve, or relationships that are not connected to our divinity. Because we can have relationships that are just stagnant. And stagnant relationships are honestly saying that you don't feel like you're good enough for more. Cut off the relationships that you have a lasting, everlasting, because of their longevity. And start dealing with relationships that are tied to the quality, the divinity. Clan, hey love, hey boss. Right? And start cutting those things off. But you have to have the wisdom to know when to disconnect and stop helping or stop having that relationship. And you have to have the strength to be able to walk away from the people that we love, because we love them. That's why we couldn't find ourselves, because we were so blindly in love with who they are and the relationship we have with them. Hey King. So, and the only way we can do that is if we have the self-love on the inside to say we will be okay all by ourselves. And the only way we can do that is if we understand who our Father is. He who is in me is greater than he who is in the world. When we understand who our Father is, we can move mountains. That was awesome, right? Now we know all about losing people and relationships, and even parts of doubts of ourselves to love us. And we know where it comes from. We know why we need it. And I'm so glad and excited that you guys came to share this time with me and experience this revelation with me. So thank you for your time. Please subscribe to Ani Marie YouTube channel if you haven't yet, so you can get notifications anytime we come new content. And I love to hear your opinion, your voice. Please comment on the videos and like the videos and share them if you feel like somebody would benefit from it. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart, and continue to have a beautiful, amazing, fantastic day.